Hi everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Binyam TEKLE, and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant from Canada Immigration Consultancy Corporation. Today, I'd very much like to share with you about an important topic entitled, How do we protect ourselves from an immigration misrepresentation? You probably have heard about this immigration misrepresentation before. This presentation will be divided into two. First part will be delivered today, and the second part will be delivered in the coming days. And before presenting this topic, please allow me to share with you the reason behind submitting or behind picking this topic. In the last 2 months or so, I've been receiving phone calls from many potential clients and many others as well. And it so happened that the message was more or less the same. They received a letter from the immigration authorities that stated that their application was rejected because of misrepresentation. Some of these applicants had to go to the Immigration Appeal Division of the Immigration Refugee Board, and the rest had to go to the Federal Court for judicial review. And suffice it to say that going to the Immigration Appeal Division and going to the Federal Court is costly, exhausting, it's taxing, and you don't even know whether or not you will be successful. It depends on the situation. So I thought it's probably high time that I delivered this topic now so that no one else will commit the same mistake. I think it's important that we learn from the mistakes of others as well as from our mistakes. So back to the topic, introduction. We mentioned about immigration misrepresentation, but what's immigration misrepresentation? We are going to see three parts. We'll also see the examples of misrepresentation and the branch of misrepresentation today. In the second part, we are going to see cause of misrepresentation, consequence of misrepresentation, potential remedies, and refraining from misrepresentation. Now, the first part, what's immigration misrepresentation? IRPA, Immigration Refugee Protection Act, Section 40, subsection 1, explains what an immigration misrepresentation is in a nice way. I'm going to give you the gist of the essence of this definition, and that is, for a statement to be classified as a misrepresentation, it has to meet the following two requirements. The first one is this statement should be untrue, misleading, and incomplete. So this statement can meet either 1, 2, or 3 of these items. And the second one, this statement should also cause an error to an immigration law. So what does this mean? Let's go to the first one. It says untrue. If someone provides piece of information which is false, which is misleading, misguiding, misdirecting, and if this person again provides incomplete information, inadequate information, if these 3 items are fulfilled, and if this also caused an immigration officer to commit a mistake, then we can say the statement that the applicant provided was misrepresentation. And there are a couple of 2 points that we need to keep in mind. The first one is that it doesn't matter whether someone commits this misrepresentation intentionally or unintentionally, inadvertently. One cannot say, well, I did it, but it was not my intention to do it, so that's not acceptable. The second one is that it doesn't matter whether this misrepresentation is committed by the principal applicant themselves, or their family member, or their representative. One cannot say it's not me who committed this mistake, it's my family members, or it's my representative. At the end of the day, the principal applicant signs the application package. So this person is going to be held responsible for all the contents of this application package. So it's important that one knows what he's signing on. Second, examples. Okay, we talked about what constitutes misrepresentation, but can we get some examples about this misrepresentation? Generally, 2 major classifications can be provided: material misrepresentation and non-material misrepresentation. When we say material misrepresentation, we refer to relevance. We are saying this misrepresentation is material because it is relevant, it's related to the immigration law. Okay, and when we describe a statement as non-material misrepresentation, we are saying, or we mean that this statement does not have relevance to the immigration law. Alternatively, if it has, then this impact is very, very little or insignificant. So with this in mind, let's have a look at the examples of material misrepresentation. The first one is failure to disclose visa refusal, be it in Canada or any other country for that matter. So if someone probably submits their application to the United States and this application was rejected by the American immigration authorities, then the person who is submitting an application to the Canadian authority should say, yes, I submitted it, but it was rejected because of this or that reason. It's also important to know that the United States, Great Britain, New Zealand, Australia, and 5 ones. The United States, Canada, Great Britain, New Zealand, and Australia, 5 of them share immigration information. And if someone fails to disclose that, then this doesn't help because Canada gets all this information from the 4 countries. The other one is a failure to declare any arrests, detentions, convictions, or even criminal charges. It doesn't matter whether this happened before 20 or 30 or even 40 years ago. If one experienced this, one of these experience, I mean, one of these items, if one goes through this experience, then they should admit that, yes, I was either, they should say I was arrested or detained or convicted or I was criminally charged. And failure to do so constitutes misrepresentation. The other one is changes to family or marital status. If someone is single, they should say they are single and not married. So failing to do so constitutes misrepresentation, unfortunately. The other one is lying about employment history. Some people just create new titles for themselves, titles that they did not work for, or corporations that they did not work for. So this in itself is misrepresentation. The other one is making travel history plans, errors. All of us know which countries we visited and how long we stayed there. So failing to mention all the countries that we visited or failing to mention the duration that we stayed there is also a misrepresentation. The other one is document found to be, having a document which is found to be non-genuine, which is either forged or altered in an attempt to make it align with the requirements of the immigration authorities. Another one is obtaining permanent residence by having engaged in non-genuine marriage. Some couples tend to experience or to have this immigration marriage or fake marriage or sham marriage just to enter Canada. And any other errors that I have not mentioned, as long as they are errors, they constitute misrepresentation. The list that I gave is non-exhaustive list. And the other thing is that omissions are also part and parcel of misrepresentation. And by omission, we mean that failure to provide information that should have been provided is an omission, and omission implies that someone is hiding, and an applicant is not expected to hide piece of information. So we have seen the examples of material misrepresentation. Let's have a look at the non-material misrepresentation, which doesn't have any relevance to immigration law, or even if it has, then this relevance is quite limited or insignificant. So one of the 3 examples could be reversing the date and months in providing the date. They could be date of birth or date of death. The Americans and the Canadians tend to exchange the month and the date. So one may make a mistake in putting the right day and month. The other thing is that, say for example, someone whose spouse has passed away could by mistake put their marital status as single instead of widow. And that's non-material misrepresentation. The other one, which probably occurs quite frequently, is that some applicants provide all the information in a consistent and correct way in all the forms except in one. It could be typing error. So this is an example of non-material misrepresentation. Okay, now let's have a look at the branches of misrepresentation. Generally, there are 3 types of misrepresentation: fraudulent misrepresentation, negligent misrepresentation, and innocent misrepresentation. So with regard to fraudulent misrepresentation, the word fraud says it all. It's probably self-explanatory. The person who provides this information does it knowingly, and this person knows that the information that they give is false, not true. Regardless of that, they provide this piece of information. They have no qualms about it. So this is fraudulent or fraudulent misrepresentation. The other one is negligent misrepresentation. Again, the name says it all. The applicant provides this application package without paying due attention to the contents. They prepare it carelessly, and when someone prepares an application package or anything for that matter, the probability of committing a mistake is high, and this falls into the trap of misrepresentation. The third one is narrow misrepresentation. Innocent misrepresentation. Sometimes this innocent misrepresentation is also called innocent mistake. There are two important things that we need also to pay attention to. And this innocent misrepresentation, the applicant honestly believes that the information that they are giving is correct, accurate, complete, and not misleading. They do believe that the information that they provide is genuine, correct, unlike those who are affected by fraudulent misrepresentation. And the other related thing is that when they provide this incomplete or inaccurate information, they do not know that they are providing, they are exercising or they are getting involved in misrepresentation. And sometimes it's a bit difficult for these people to understand, to have the knowledge of misrepresentation. So that's it from my presentation today. First, we saw what constitutes misrepresentation and who commits misrepresentation. Then we saw the examples of misrepresentation, be it material or non-material, with regard to relevance or non-relevance. And finally, we saw the branch of misrepresentation, which is fraudulent, negligent, and innocent misrepresentation. Thank you very much for watching my channel. Okay, please press the like button, subscribe button, and share button. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll present the second part in the coming few days. Thanks a lot. Okay.